Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another interview here on the ESC United channel. Today, I'm super excited because we have I think, our first interview with a Dora participant here on the YouTube
Oh,
channel. But we are joined today by ToMa from Croatia. How are you doing?
great. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody who's watching this, to you, of course, and thank you for having me. And I hope we're going to have a really great conversation and have a nice time.
Well, I think especially the people who are watching this, who have watched some of our prior interviews, I think we're gonna have a great time. So we don't even have to worry
Hopefully.
about that one. Well, I know that you participated in Dora last year, so some of our viewers maybe recognize you or have seen you on the stage, but they may not know a lot about you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
It's a tough question for the start, but yeah, my name is ToMa and I'm 24 years old and I'm from Croatia, but originally I come from Bosnia and Herzegovina, from a little town called Žepče, and yeah, I've been doing music since like really young age, and I think that's the answer from every musician that you can get. But it's just the usual answer because everybody here is whoever likes music or is in the music. It's been a part of his life for like a whole life. And yeah, actually I'm like at the beginning of my career, let's say like that, and I've been in Dora last year. I hope this one is like the last one for me, but we will see how it's gonna go. But yeah, I don't know what to say about me. I don't like to talk about me, but yeah, well, you'll get to know me by the interview here, so I think that's gonna be good.
Perfect, perfect. And I know there was an interview that I was reading actually with ESC Bubble from last year, from last year's Dora, and you'd mentioned that you're also, on top of doing music, you're also a TV presenter. Is that correct?
I was TV presenter. Now I work on the radio as a news presenter. So yeah,
Okay.
I've switched jobs in like the past year. So I'm a radio voice right now. But I prefer music, and I always say that music is my like first love and the thing that I aim to, and I want to build my life like around it. So the radio is now for now just a job, and hopefully not for a
Hmm.
very long time. But we will see how it's gonna go.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, and I completely understand. I mean, like, I have a full-time job outside of doing this for the channel. So I guess I'm
Well, you have
curious
to pay
how.
you have to pay the rent and like
Yeah,
the bills and stuff.
yeah, yeah, and sometimes it's hard. But how do you balance doing kind of like that and then also trying to spend all of this time, doing music and recording and shows and things like that?
Well, it's not hard because like thanks to God, I do have like a great job and I do have a great boss because like this is a public job, let's say like that. It's interesting, it's creative, and I think it's very like similar to my music because it's it's radio. I'm surrounded by music, so like being on the work on at my workplace is actually good for me. I do enjoy it, but it's like radios at morning and like my music stuff is in the afternoon. So like in that kind of way, I do cooperate with it like very very easily. But there are times like these times, like when I have to like prepare for Dora and for my performance, that I do find it kind of hard to mix it up and to like take care of my work and take care of my like music career. But I think like those moments where I like fall apart are the best moments because there I see what do I like the most and what do I have to like learn the most and where to build myself up. So I think like for me at this point of my life, it's good that I'm doing these two different things because like I can get to know myself better, get to know where are my limits, so I can just try to become the best version of myself. So I actually think that being like busy as I am is a good thing for me.
Yeah, 100%. And I think if you ask my partner, I would probably give a very similar answer to what you just said of, oh, I love being busy because it helps me. And then I have a moment where I'm like, I'm too busy and I need to step back and
Yeah.
I like learn my limits. So
Well, I
literally,
always say like I was the best student in school like when I had the most obligations to do because I like make a schedule and say I have to study in the evening, work something in the morning, and I was the best because I had a schedule. When you're lazy, like I don't get anything done. So I think this is a good thing.
Perfect, perfect. Well, and we've talked about kind of, music and your music. But I guess if you had to kind of describe kind of, I guess, your genre, your approach to music, your musical style, how would you kind of describe ToMa's music?
Yeah, it's a tough one because I, both as like a private person and as an artist, I don't like limits and I don't like putting myself inside some kind of borders, or I don't like to be in a box. So I think like for an artist, the worst thing that you can do is put him in a box and say like you only do pop music, you only do rock music. Like we are freelancers and a free like spirits, and we want to do whatever it feels good. So if one day I decide I want to do something like rock, I'll do something like that. If I want to do something like mainstream pop, I'm gonna continue with it. I think like for me there is no like particular genre that I want to like pursue my music in. I do right now at this moment like feel the best in this. I don't know how would I describe it like, but mainstream pop, maybe R&B, something like that. Even some kind of EDM. It's a mixture of like many things, and it depends on the stuff that we are doing. Like every song is kind of different. So I think like for me, I don't like to put myself in a box because I already know the next single that I'm gonna put out like later this year is gonna be like the the most Croatian music that I've done already. It's gonna be something like an R&B moment, but more Croatian, because this the stuff that I've done until now were more like American music. You know, they were on a that EDM side, which we don't like here, don't do as much here in Croatia. So I think like it's just like how it suits me the better, I'm gonna do it like that. So I think like I can't put myself in some kind of like genre nor any borders. I'm just gonna like uh take a leap on this answer and say like I don't know my genre.
Hey, that's completely fine, and I think especially, I think that that's really important what you mentioned. As a newer artist and an artist who's still kind of, maybe testing the waters and seeing
Yeah,
what are some of the genres that I do like, or what genres do I like to pull inspiration from, but not kind of just sit in, for every single
yeah, I
release and
think
things
like
like that.
it'll take some time for me and many songs to find like where I suit the better, where I feel the best. And I think that only the time will show, because maybe I feel like I'm the best in this like mainstream pop music, and maybe I will be the best in rock, which I'm not going to be, but maybe it'll become my thing. So I think like well, I'm just gonna let the time to show me how it's gonna turn out in the end.
Yeah. Well, and I know that we had talked about this question a little bit back and forth when we were chatting. But for our viewers who are watching, if you could collaborate with anyone, who would you collaborate with and why?
Yeah, I always have the same answer because obviously my wish is like the one, and there's nothing else to do about it. It's Sam Smith, because I personally love his music like the most, and I think he's an awesome artist and he writes amazing music, and I love his voice. I love what he does with it, and I personally tend to go like to do stuff like his, but it's like right now I'm not still able to do something like that, but hopefully one day yes. But yeah, I think like he's an awesome, I can say even like an idol of mine, because he really, when he started with his music, he was like nobody. He just put like released his album, the first single, and it was like a hit for him because he was so honest in his music. He was so simple and like, this is me. You're gonna like it. You're gonna not. Who I don't want to swear, but like I don't care. Just like take it or leave it. So I think like he's
Yeah.
a great example of how music works and how it affects people. So I think like if one day maybe his agent calls me and says like, "Hello, ToMa, Sam Smith has the music and he thought about you," I'm yeah, it's a yes from me.
Okay. I mean, I when you said that, I was like, that's literally my go-to, like I'm singing something in the shower type artist. So
Yeah,
like, I'm not a singer, I'm not an artist, but if I could collaborate with anyone as well, I'd probably go Sam Smith as well. I might throw Adele in there, but that's just because I'm a sucker for
yeah,
a ballad.
yeah.
But there's something about the people in the UK when they sing, it
Yes,
gets me.
definitely.
So
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, like she would be my second choice. So yeah, it's a good one.
Perfect. Well, we'll switch over to speaking specifically about Dora. You know, we already kind of highlighted that. Obviously, you are a participant in this year's edition of Dora. I guess I'm curious for you, what made you really want to return again this year after having just participated in the 2021 edition?
Yeah, I actually didn't want to like come back this year as well, because like this summer when I talked to Andreas, which is my producer, he mentioned Dora. He said like maybe we should like work some stuff for it, and I was like, no, I don't want to go to it, because like I had my first year. I was like a newcomer last year. It's not this year anymore, and I think like I made a good performance, and I like showed myself in a good way. And I said like maybe that's it for now. Let's wait. Let's see how my life and my career are gonna like continue, and how it's gonna be like how it's going to turn out. And I said like it's a no for this year. Then it was like November, and I was like preparing some new stuff. We were writing some new stuff, and then I just got an email from Aiden O'Connor, who's also on worked on In the Darkness, my this year's song for Dora. And I was like, Aiden, sorry, but I'm not gonna go for Dora this year, and that's a no for me. And he was like, yeah, but I do have a demo. Please just go and check on him. Like, and I was like, no, I'm totally sure. I already told Andreas it's not gonna happen. And he was like really persuasive, and he said like, please, ToMa, just listen to it. And I did. I listened to it, and it was an awesome draft, awesome demo. And I was like, yeah, okay, like we have to go this time as well. And yeah, we sat down. We like talked a little bit about it. We wanted to make sure that if we do go this year, it's gonna be like all in. It's not gonna. I'm not like type of person that just wants to be like, hello this year again, hello this year again. This is a competition at the end. It's not a festival where you present your song. It's a competition for the best song to represent Croatia in Eurovision. And I think it's like you have 1, 2, maximum 3 chances, but not like in 3 years in a row. So we said like, if we go this time, it's gonna be like all in. And we like agreed that we have to like, we had like 10 days, I think, to finish the song on the first thing, and then to record it and to like finish the master and stuff. And we did succeed. And I even don't have like words to describe it. How does it feel while listening to it? Because it has something like really deep, like lyric wise, because Aiden and we really did write awesome lyrics. It's not that I've co-wrote it, nor it's my song. It's really great lyrics, because I know like a lot of people said last year I had like cheesy lyrics. I did have a cheesy lyrics, but it was the song. Like the song needed those lyrics. And I knew that this year it has to be like more meaningful. It has to be like on top. And I do believe that the lyrics are the better part of this song. It has awesome melody. We did succeed like to put those things together. And in the end, it was just like, if we don't go this year, I'm gonna regret it. And we sent it, and thanks to God we got through. So yeah, we'll see how it's gonna turn out in 2 weeks. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like the happiest man ever right now.
Perfect. And I'm curious, you know, not to say that an entry in Dora has to be in Croatian. Like obviously that's not a rule that, you know, oh, it has to be this or that. But one thing that I think is interesting is we see a lot of songs in Dora that are mostly Croatian, or maybe like, you know, like a 50-50. They kind of have the verses in Croatian and maybe some English stuff. So, since we don't necessarily have the song out just yet, by the time this is posted, those songs
It's
will
gonna
have
be
been
out.
released. Yeah. So I guess, out of curiosity, is this going to be a song that is entirely in English, or is it one of those kind of mixed language songs?
And no, it's totally in English. We did discuss like maybe like switching the song on Croatian in some at some point, but like we did agree that it would be cheesy this year, because Albina did last year, and I think like a few artists are going to do it this year. And like we said, you know, like that would be selling the song for Dora for Eurovision. Like that would be buying calls, buying votes, and I really stand for it. I don't want to buy anything nor anyone. I want the song to come to people and say like, you know, hug me and love me. And I think that whether it's English song, whether it's Croatian song, I don't care. I like it as it is, and I think that if this song, as it was written originally, if it gets to the people, that's it, and that's enough for me. I didn't want to be like, you know, I don't know how it's said, but I didn't want to like overthink it in a way to make the song suitable for the winning on in Dora or in Eurovision. I wanted to present song, and if the people like the song and choose it, it's awesome. But I don't want to be that like guy who makes stuff for something. So I think like it happened to be in English, and we just let it be in English.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
tried
Well,
to express myself. I think I succeeded, but I'm not sure.
no, that makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a matter of like kind of what you were saying. I think it's important when because there are a lot of songs. I mean, Albania does this a lot, where you have a song that gets selected and will go to Eurovision, and then goes through this big revamp process where sometimes they'll switch it completely into English and it loses translation and meaning. They change up the lyrical structure, they change the melody, and the song that the people might have voted for doesn't
Doesn't
really
happen at the
become the
end.
song that goes there. I
Yeah.
think Albina, obviously kept hers very much similar. They just changed a lot of it from Croatian to English, but by and large, the song stayed intact. So I think that that's something that's really important. You're like, hey, this is what I'm bringing, and yeah, we might change a couple of things or tweak some things, but by and large, like it's not going to be what you bought versus when it arrived. It's going to be
Yeah.
here's what I got for you.
That's the thing. Like I've been watching Eurovision like for a very long time, and like the entries that I like the most are like Estonian Kula from Ot something Lapland, or however
Hmm.
how it's said. And I liked like the honesty that he presented on the stage, because I think like Eurovision is a like contest. It is a competition, but I don't like seeing it as a business. And I think that many countries in these couple of last years like think of it as a business, because they overthink the stuff. If we do this on the stage, that's gonna buy us votes. That's gonna bring us many votes from here. I don't know. It's not about it. It's a song. It's a song competition. Just present a song and see how it goes. Never mind if you don't get to the finals. Like Albina didn't go to the finals last year, but we are all so proud of her because she did something amazing with the thing that she had. And that's why I think that it's not a business. It's a song competition. So just present your song and just see how it's going to roll out.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of, I guess, kind of songs and what the stage is going to look like and things like that, you had kind of mentioned that this song has kind of a deeper meaning to it. So when we're thinking about being on the Dora stage and the live show, what does the plan kind of look like? Is it going to be kind of more of kind of just you on stage, kind of just singing? Is there going to be choreography? What's going to go on?
We did like originally have a few ideas to like to make something on the stage that's gonna like make that a wow effect. That's gonna be like, oh my god, he did this. We have to vote for it. But at the end, we were like, whatever we do, it's just gonna be a distraction from the song. Like many people in Croatia agreed that last year Nina Kraljic, she had an amazing song, but she had many things on the stage that distracted from the song itself. And I think like we decided at the end, and I'm really happy with it. It's gonna be like simple in a way that it's not there won't be anything happening on the stage, any dancers or something like that. But we did like create a like some kind of a like a storyline, so that our performance on the stage shows what we are talking about. Like we try to like connect the lyrics, the music, and the stage, because I am a guy who like really loves the visuals, like
Mhm.
that visual thing where you can see something, you can feel it better. So I do usually like really try hard to make the best out of it. So we did put a lot of effort this year to try to make that like the simpler the better. But the simple part isn't like, it's not simple. It's like the hardest thing to do is to make a simple thing. So we like really tried our best, and I hope it's gonna turn out well in Apatia in 2 weeks. But yeah, I think it's gonna look amazing, because I think like the stage will suit to the song. It's gonna just improve the song. So hopefully, I'm saying like hopefully because Dora hasn't happened yet, but I think it's gonna. I think fingers crossed. But I think it's gonna look awesome because it has that. The song itself, it's like deep and emotional, and it's big, but as it is big, is it small and simple? So I think like just having anything on the stage will only like be a bigger minus than rather than a plus to the song itself.
Gotcha. Well, that gets me really excited because I think, I mean, some of my, not necessarily that I love ballads, but some of my favorite Eurovision entries, I think, achieve that perfect balance of like what you're like Ryan O'Shaughnessy, for example, of Ireland, where, yes, 2018 did lack in the LED department, but they were able to maximize on the simplicity of that stage and say, that's cool. We don't need props, we don't need gimmicks, we need fake snow, but I mean that's Eurovision. And that was like one of the first times that Ireland had like had a shock qualifier because they didn't try to do like Azerbaijan with big old props or like all these crazy things. They like you said, they told a story.
That that comes back to what I said earlier. When you try to overthink the thing and see a song as a business project, it's not. It's just a song, and you have to present the song. And Ryan had amazing song, and he did that. He presented the
Mm-hmm.
song, and people loved it. And I think like maybe if he did anything way too special on a stage, it would just like be a minus rather than a plus. So I think like whenever you have, in a case of ballad, of course, if you have a good song, just present the song. Don't just like overdo it. So yeah, we're gonna we will see. I don't want to jinx anything, obviously, but yeah, let's just wait and see how it's gonna turn out on the stage in Apatia.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I did want to ask you as well. Obviously, the winner of Dora will go off to Eurovision and will be on the Eurovision stage. So, thinking about kind of Eurovision, do you consider yourself a big fan of the contest? And if so, what are some of kind of your favorite entries? Do you have any of those?
Yeah, I mentioned it. I really loved Eurovision for quite a few years now. Like I started watching it as a child, like as a here in Croatia and in Bosnia. We were all like families gathering around and watching Eurovision, and those were the times when Croatia did actually have a good results at the end of the finals. Yeah, but it was kind of like a tradition, and actually I've like went along with it for my older years. And like I mentioned, Kula ot Leplant or something like that. I'm sorry if anyone from Estonia is watching. I'm not Estonian, of course, but I just love the honesty from that song. I also sorry all for all the Italians, like L'Essenziale. Was it?
Hmm.
Is it? I don't know if it's pronounced like that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just like those like a bit calmer and like simpler songs. So I think like obviously my song is like that this year, but I think like those were like maybe the best moments for me. I don't know. It's a hard question because I there are many good songs, of course, but like if I'm gonna like look at what I personally watch the most on YouTube or which songs do I listen the most, those would be L'Essenziale and Kula. Like, but I oh my god, I talk too much. I do have to mention once again Switzerland and France from last year because I always mention them as two of my best like songs from the last year because I like
Hmm.
Barbara was so amazing on the stage and I love that simplicity and that's the like when you make simple workout that was amazing. I would personally like change the scenography on the Switzerland stage on their performance. I didn't like the staging, but the song was amazing and his voice is amazing.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think I would like choose those for now. If I remember
Okay.
anything, I will mention it.
We can add a little caption at the end if there's
Yeah,
honorable mentions scrolling across the
yeah,
screen.
credits.
Well, awesome. Well, I do want to be mindful of time, so I'll kind of wrap up maybe with a final question here. But for those who want to connect with you and listen to your music and support you, how can they find you? Where is your music? Kind of give us all the plugs.
Well, sorry. Obviously, all of my music is on all the streaming platforms like Spotify, Deezer, iTunes, and stuff like that. So just Google me and you'll find me. Also, I'm very active on like the social networks like Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm posting very much of my singing, my like normal life, work stuff, and stuff like that. So if you want to get along with my journey, just come along to this ship, and we're gonna have a lots of good time.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, thank you, ToMa, so much for taking some time out of your day. Like you've said, I know that things are busy. I know that you've got a lot of things to prepare. So it means a lot that you took, a little bit of a 30-minute chunk out
No, but
for
this is
for
good.
just us.
I really liked it, and it was a good interview, and it was more of a chat rather than an
Yeah,
interview. So yeah, it's a good
yeah.
thing, and I liked it
I
as
sh-
well. So thank you.
I really should start titling these ESC United chats with fill in the
Yeah,
blank
yeah.
here. But
I only
well,
miss like a coffee or a beer, and it would be awesome. But yeah,
hey, we could do that. We can make it happen. But
yeah,
I did
definitely.
want to remind our viewers as well. Obviously, Dora is taking place on February 19th. So make sure that you are tuning in. It's one of, I think, many national selections that are going to be
Yeah,
selecting their artist on that weekend. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you're voting and supporting your artist. Perhaps like ToMa. I don't
hey.
want to. I don't want to jinx or anything like that. But make sure that you tune in and support. If you want to support us here on the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification button. That way you get notified whenever these things pop up, our reviews pop up, all that fun jazz. But until then, I will leave you all. We will see you again really, really soon. And we have, I know, quite a few fun things popping up. So stay tuned. The channel is going to be popping here in a second. But like I said, ToMa, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see you soon.
Thank
If
you.
not,
Hopefully, yeah.
yeah, if not, we'll still be in touch. So don't you worry.
Yeah, I'll come back for Dora next year. So yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, you have a great night. And if, like I said, if
Thank
you
you.
need anything, hit us up. We're free.
Great. That's nice to hear. You as well. If you need like a place to stay here in Croatia when you come for a vacation, we are here. We are good hospitality here. So yeah, just come to Croatia at any point.
Okay, you got it. Alrighty. Well, bye everyone.
Bye.